Hey everybody, and welcome back to another Big Brother recap. This is for day 3. I hope you all are having a great night tonight. Oh my god, I literally just finished watching the episode. I've got quite a lot of notes on this one. Wow, that opening warning. Fuck with the get Winston out shout while Emma's talking. Emma gives the lowdown on the past episode. Big Brother has a massive twist. Yikes. Tons of boos when Emma shows Winston for the voting. Nancy really loves caftans. Let me fill up his water. I will be right back. You binge drinker, Carter. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that. Tons of booze when Emma shows Winston. Nancy really loves caftans. Back to the house yesterday. 9:34 a.m. Gemma says she had in 2 nights 1 hour of sleep. David is in the bathroom doing his hair. Jeremy asked him if he ever thought of hair transplant. David said he did them. Jeremy asked, did you get a refund? Angie and Darren are talking about addiction. She was addicted to heroin, and she told her gynecologist that she was addicted to heroin, and the gynecologist would come to her house every day and shoot her up with Valium for 10 days, and then by that time she was finally off of the heroin. I say she's a rock for going through that kind of stuff. She was fine with the divorce from David Bowie, but she wasn't fine with basically with her having nothing once he left her. He wanted her to file for divorce because of their child. She wouldn't, because she didn't want custody of the child because she was on drugs, and she knew that. She said she is obviously cuckoo, so she wasn't about to fight for custody. 1:36 p.m. Gemma is telling Darren and Christina about John and Nancy's sleeping issues. Oh, Gemma is telling Darren, Chris, and John about Nancy's sleeping issues, with Winston staring at her in her nightie. Nancy does not want him sleeping next to her anymore. She doesn't like being stared at. Nancy goes and talks to Big Brother about Winston and how he makes her feel uncomfortable. Nancy said someone has to leave. Winston is giving Tiffany advice about her physique and how he wants to get her in shape and then fall in love. He told her if she gets into shape that she'll get more work. And he's telling her what to eat. Gross. I don't like that. Not cool. Back to Emma. More get Winston's out. 5:41 p.m. Christopher and Daniela talk about their past. Daniela likes in the house. Christopher says that he was afraid of coming in the house because of her. He wanted to talk to her before going into the house but had no way of doing it. And she's like, you could have done it many ways. And he's like, yeah, but I was afraid because there's so many lies being told that I didn't think that you would believe me. She knows, but thinks he should have done more to try to contact her. They hug and make up. Winston is in with Big Brother. He said something. Ooh, girl. Big Brother tells him that the ladies are feeling uncomfortable because of him. He is shocked. He gets a warning about looking at the ladies. He said, I didn't do anything wrong, and she should have said something to him. Big Brother says again, you shouldn't look at ladies changing. He's upset about it and talks to Stephanie and Megan about it. He agrees he was looking at Nancy, but she shouldn't have felt uncomfortable. She's being, I said I do agree she's being a little bit over the top. But no, I mean, if she feels uncomfortable, that's how she feels. David Guest says, you have been nothing but the nicest man. On the behalf of UKIP, we all love you. What? Christina makes an announcement. She's pregnant. They're all so happy for her. I was kind of expecting it. Tears. So happy. Yada, yada, yada. 8:26 p.m. David is sharing his showbiz past with Darren, Christina, Stephanie, Jonathan, Jeremy, and Megan. He was friends with Betty Davis and a bunch of other people. Winston and Nancy have words. She tells him about feeling uncomfortable and says she knows he didn't mean to do it with malice or bad intent, but it still made her feel uncomfortable. Nancy says she understands. She's a beautiful woman who wouldn't want to look. Conceited much? 9:11 p.m. Scotty, Megan, Jeremy, and Stephanie drank a bottle of wine that was hidden under Nancy's bed. She hid it for everyone for dinner. They weren't trying to be mean, but she gets all pissy because they went near her bed. John is explaining, how'd you get a bone, Louie? John is explaining, John's trying to intervene, and Nancy just looks at Megan and goes like, you're a little child. Rude. Always with the wine, I say. Nancy should have just said, I'm hiding this wine for dinner beforehand, and then this would have never been an issue. They thought that she was just stealing it. So 10:01, there's a task. There's 2 teams. Jonathan is the captain of one team. I say I love these figured out who it is ones. They are too funny. Stephanie dated Zayn from One Direction. Gemma has a designer vagina. Excuse my yawning. Scotty T slept with over 400 people. Gross. Jeremy did a naked photo shoot. John judged Stephanie on a talent show. Christina's husband, Christina, was labeled as a homewrecker and man-stealer. Angie Bowie was almost late for her wedding because her and David Bowie were having a threesome. David Guest got oral during school. Gross. 10:37. John is the leader of this team. Jonathan worked with P. Diddy, J-Lo, Rihanna, and Lady Gaga. Daniela got 6 boob jobs. Oh, why did you just go to the bottom, you fucking cunt? Excuse my language. That just makes me mad. Carter, get up and go. Tiffany had a full-on catfight on a reality TV show. Christopher had 3 hair transplants. Megan had sex on TV. Nancy speaks 4 languages. Darren spent 2,000 pounds a week on cocaine. Winston is a homophobic piece of shit. Shocking. Fuck him. He said people can be Christian phobic. He, as a Christian, can't support gay people. He says he's not homophobic, but that was just, he was asked a question. Lame, fuck him. John is really awesome and says everyone is entitled to their own opinion. He's super mature. Moving the fuck on. Team 2 wins. They choose to let Daniela, Christopher, and Darren get their suitcases back. John wanted to give Winston his case back, but no one else wanted to. John has no issues with him as a person, but doesn't like his opinion. Very, very, very mature. It gave me chills. I love him. 11:29 p.m. Winston and Gemma chat. Gemma asks him if you use the specific words child abuse when it comes to gay adoption. He says it is child abuse because the child has no choice in that matter. Well, fuck Winston. Kids who are adopted by tax-collecting abusive fucking cunts have no say either in whether or not they want to be abused. So fucking sit down. There are so many people, specifically in America, that are straight couples who end up, they adopt 5 children, and the adoption agency will go do like a house check or whatever, and they'll find out that the children are living in squalor and that the parents are just collecting money, and yeah, they're spending on groceries, but the kids are living in squalor and their own feces. Like, tell me how that's not child abuse. Those people are straight people. This is one topic that I can completely go on a fucking rant, because there are so many people in the United States who take advantage of these little tax things. I had a girlfriend who took advantage of tax money. She didn't need to, but it was there. So it's nice to use the money that's there. If you don't need it, don't use it. But that is aside from the matter. My point is, there are straight couples who adopt children every day and can sexually abuse them, verbally abuse them, mentally abuse them, physically abuse them. That is abuse. 2 gay people adopting a child and raising it in a loving home is not child abuse. Rosie O'Donnell adopting a child and then breaking up with the adoptive partner parent and then being all crazy, that's some child abuse. Maybe. Maybe not, because the children are being raised by nannies. Who is to judge? That's really what it comes down to. Who is to judge? These adoption agencies are the ones to judge. And he does end up saying that, and when he was leaving, is that, well, it's a good thing that, we live in a Republican community and people can make those decisions. But still, to even have that fucking demoralizing opinion that gay people raising a child is abusive is fucking beyond me. Those type of people, no. Idiot cunt. John goes to talk to Big Brother. John is so goddamn mature. Angie is venting about Winston. She's fucking pissed, talking to David and Darren. She wants to hurt him. I agree. She's angry. She was nice to him and thinks he's a piece of shit for hiding his religion, hiding behind his religion. I agree. Eviction time. Get Winston out. Get Winston out. Get Winston out. Saved is Christina. The housemates have to vote One person face to face. Big brother reveals the secret. They have 20 seconds to hold up a photo to their chest without the housemates seeing. This is fucked. Angie chooses Winston, Daniela, Winston, David, Winston, Jeremy, Nancy, because he doesn't like how she is. John, Winston, Megan, Winston, Scotty T, Winston, Tiffany, Winston, Christopher, Winston, Darren, Winston, Gemma, Winston. Love how Gemma, just the way she talks. John, Winston, Christina, Winston, Stephanie, Winston. Emma, the housemaid who is evicted, is Winston. Oops, bitch, bye. I forgot about post-eviction interview. Lesai. Winston says he knew that this was going to be worked, but he really liked all the different people that he thought he knew. Oh, he really liked all the different people. He thought he knew it all, but going in the house, he learned that he doesn't know anything. His thoughts on the crowd reaction. He says it's small compared to the boxing crowd, and Emma corrects him, saying this isn't boxing, this is TV. He says doing boxing helped him cope with this sort of things. He says we live in a democratic world where thankfully everyone gets to make their own choices and have their own opinion. Emma says his opinion is pretty much shit, and he says, again, he isn't trying to say gay people can't adopt. He is just sidetracking and trying to not admit that what he said is such a shit thing. He says my comment was made in the heat of the moment. He's still not denying that he feels that way, though. He again says he won't change his thoughts or opinion for other people. Emma says, I want to understand if you think it's child abuse, though. He says, yes, I do. Emma says, I can't believe that people still have this opinion, thoughts, and views. This is just a fucking clusterfuck. He says he does so much for people. Emma says that if you do so much for people, you should understand what gay people are fighting for. Winston, just like the women in the house pretty much, but found them insecure. She asks him about his warning, and he says women were flaunting themselves about. I completely think that he's one of those dudes who says that women like ask to be raped, or that, oh, if a woman didn't want to be raped, she wouldn't dress like that. I absolutely think that he's that type of person. He's a fucking cunt. I hate people like that. Go die, please. Any regrets on the house. He tries to go on, but Emma says, here are your best bits. Thank you. Goodbye. Oh, Emma says that was a hell of a first eviction. I just love how Emma handled him. She was like, no, you're an idiot. No. So hopefully, again, I will watch the episode after its posts, and I will get a video up tomorrow night and not procrastinate till the next day. It's not procrastination. Sometimes I just don't have time. Anyways, I will see you guys tomorrow. I love you. Bye.